Right, hello Elms, it's Mrs. Taylor here. So for maths, we're continuing with our telling of the time. We're going to go through this PowerPoint just to refresh ourselves, just to make sure we all know what we're looking for on the clock and what the time is. So this PowerPoint will go through 1/4 past, 1/2 past and 1/4 to. So year ones, your focus is normally just the 1/2 past and the o'clock. But year twos, you need to be thinking about these 1/4 past and 1/4 to times as well. So we've got some questions throughout this PowerPoint, which I'd like you to try and have a go at. So when it asks you a question, make sure you pause the video and have a go. Jot down what you think the answer is. So we're going to find out through this PowerPoint that we're going to find out how to know that a clock is made of 4 quarters, know that a clock is made up of 2 halves, know the time is read past the hour and to the hour. So here is your first question. So how many seconds are there in a minute? Have a think, pause. Okay, so you should have wrote 60. So there's 60 seconds in a minute. And how many minutes are there in an hour? Okay, so unpause and you should have put 60. So notice there's a bit of a pattern there. So we've got 60 minutes in an hour, 60 seconds in a minute. How many minutes are there in a 1/4 of an hour? Right, this is where it gets a bit trickier. So you should have put 15. How many minutes are there in half an hour? So that should have been 30 minutes in half an hour. Don't worry if you don't know all these. This is why we're doing lots on time over the next couple of weeks. So how many days are there in a month? So make sure you pause, have a go. Unpause, so you should have put 28 to 31. So that's not just one answer, is it? Some months have 28, some months even have 30, and some months have 31. How many days are there in a year? Oh, tricky. Have a think. What do you think? So you should have put 365. Oh, and how many days are there in a leap year? And the answer is 366. So well done with those questions and answers. If you got all of them correct or most of them. Okay, here we've got our clock face. It's a full circle and it's made up of 4 quarters. So thinking back to when we did our fractions, it's a bit like looking at a pizza or a cake and when we were cutting it up. So like the clock here, you can cut it up into 4 quarters. So then we can really notice how many minutes will make up a 1/4 of an hour if you look at the clock. So there's our first quarter here. How many minutes make up a 1/4? You can pause it if you want to answer this and jot it down, just so you can see if you've got the answer right. So it should have been, there you go, 15. Right, so there's 15 minutes in a 1/4 of an hour. So that's just 1/4. Okay. Now, when we read the time as well, sometimes when we say the time, we can say it differently as well. So we can say it's past the hour or it's to the hour. So everything from 12 to the number 6 on the clock is past. So it's either 1/4 or 1/2, or it could be 10 minutes past something. So wherever that minute hand is on this side of the clock, it's always going to be past when you say the time. This side from 6 to 12, so anywhere on this side, is going to be to, the hour. So we say 1/4 to, or it could be 10 to, 20 minutes to. So everything's to on that side. Right, so look at this time. Look where the hour hand is. So remember, the hour hand is the small hand. The longer hand is the minutes hand. Right, so this is telling us that it's not directly on the number 1 because it's gone past the hour. So it's actually a quarter in between the 1 and the 2 because we've gone to 1/4. So when the minute hand moves round, the hour hand moves slightly all the time with it. So it will move again when it gets down to the 1/2. It will move again to the 1/4 so it will get nearer to the 2. And then obviously when it gets to the top, it will be on the 2. So have a go at this one. If you want to pause, what time is the clock showing? Excuse me. Right, you should have... Oh, hold on. So the big hand's pointing at the 9. The small hand is... So it's 3/4 of the way between 11 and 12 because it's on the 1/4 to. So the time is 1/4 to 12. Next one, what is the time? So pause the video, have a go, write it down. Right, so the answer is, you should have put, let's have a look, 3:30. Right, here we've got 3 clocks with 3 different times. Have a go. Write them down. So pause the video. Have a go. Check with your grown-up, see if you get the right answer. And now what I'd like you to do is, in your maths folder, there is an activity for you to complete. They are clocks with different times on, and I would like you to have a go in your books and write down as many as you can. Okay, so having a go at those different times, and we're going to work through the week doing different times throughout the week and different clock activities. Right, good luck, Elms.